All right. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the A2 Student, where we bring the life of a UMich student to you. So that includes from day in the life vlogs to dorm rankings, and we're going to dive into a little bit more later. Um, so this channel is here to give you an inside look. I'm launching this as a part of a project for my SI 110, mostly focusing to boost community engagement and explore how social media is able to connect us. So today, we're going to be diving into a subject that typically goes unconsidered when selecting a university. And that topic is going to be residence halls. So, if you're a prospective student or freshman trying to figure out what living conditions are like here, specifically at the University of Michigan, what would work best for you, or just curious about what each hall has to offer, you're in the right place. Today, I'm going to be ranking the top UMich dorms based on location, amenities, community vibe, and of course, dining options. So, let's get into it. At number 12, I have Mary Markley Hall. So Mary Markley is just, let's say, interesting. It's located right on Central Campus with over 1,100 residents. It's close to the Hill Dining, so you're not far from food. However, Markley is known for its unique vibe. Some love it, while others, let's just say, it's an acquired taste. There's no AC, which can make things a bit tough during the warmer months. However, it is a short walk to most academic buildings. So if location is a priority, this could work for you. When I say that it's close to academic buildings, I mean that it is close if you are a STEM major. One of the perks, though, of living in Mary Markley is you have easy access to the Arboretum. The Arboretum is a massive park in Ann Arbor. And then you're also very close to the hospital. Actually, in fact, the hospital is right next to you. So, I mean, in the event of any emergency or any need to call for medical amnesty if things get out of hand, um, it you're really close. You have bus stops all along that will take you to North Campus, to the CCTC, which is the Central Campus Transit Center. So if you're living in Markley, it's not that bad. I mean, it could be worse. Mary Markley has its own dining hall, although typically the residents do not eat at Mary Markley unless you want a personal pan pizza. I hear good things about the personal pan pizza. I hear awful things about the dining hall. Typically, you'll just go to Mojo, assuming that Mojo is not full. And so, yeah, DM me or ask for more details in the comments section regarding Mary Markley, and I'd be happy to share some more stories about things that kind of go on at, at Mary Markley. Um, it's it's just an interesting place for one to live. It's certainly yeah, it's certainly something like um, but like I said again, luckily you are right next to a hospital, you're next to the Arboretum, you have easy access to transportation. um, it's it's okay. Mary Markley kind of looks as though it came right straight out of the I don't know, maybe 60s. And there have been some accidents. You can look up Mary Markley accidents, University of Michigan lawsuits. Has to do with students kind of acting a little or getting a little out of hand. So now we're moving on to Bursley Hall. So, Bursley Hall, located on North Campus, is one of the biggest dorms at UMich with over 1,200 residents. It's great for those who are in engineering or art because of its proximity to North Campus, it being on North Campus. But next to the North Campus facilities, Bursley has its own dining hall and themes, sub-free and live well. It offers unique communities. It might not be the closest to Central Campus, but it's a strong option for students who will spend a lot of time up north. So Bursley is one of those halls that if you are a music major or an art major, or if you are in any form of engineering, you want to be placed in Bursley or you want to be placed in Bates, as it'll allow for easy access to your instructions. Usually almost all of your classes within the STEM field are hosted on North Campus unless you attend the School of Literature, Science, and the Arts. In addition to that, if you're one who just loves going to performing arts shows and the parties on Central Campus really aren't your thing, or you don't mind taking a bus to get on North or on Central Campus, it's okay. The only tough part is if you're a student that belongs to LSA, School of Information, or literally any school that's located within Central Campus, you're going to have an issue during the winter where you're waiting outside for a bus. Buses can only transport so many students at a time, and so you really do have to be looking at your schedule. Also, Bursley isn't all that great. I mean, it's what's offered on North Campus. Personally, I am a big fan of Bates over Bursley. Bates kind of gives more of like an industrial vibe, kind of like apartment studio, New York, older, but still maintained and nice. And I like the room configurations as well within Bates. But guess what? We are moving on to Bates. So, starting off with Bates 2 on North Campus, this hall is a little bit more secluded, which some people love for the quiet atmosphere, while others find it inconvenient for getting to Central Campus. With about 579 residents, Bates offers a mix of singles, doubles, and has bathrooms within the suites. I am a personal fan of that. One downside, no air conditioning, and dining is only available at Bursley Hall nearby. So if you're an engineering or music student who's on North Campus, often Bates can be a solid option for you. So the dining hall is a walk. It's not super far. There are pathways that allow easy access to the dining hall. They tried configuring it that way. And also, there's a strip. If you walk through these apartment buildings or this apartment complex, you're going to find a strip full of different restaurants and a couple stores. There's like Mochi Nut. Never go there. Personally, not a big fan. But there's like Jet's Pizza. They're putting in a Taco Bell. But no, solid option. More secluded. Allows for more privacy. So if you're looking for more privacy, Bates might honestly be your thing. I found Bates to be really cool. So coming in actually at number 9 is Oxford Houses. So Oxford Houses are kind of unique, just based on its location and like what it is. So Oxford Houses are a cool setup just off Central Campus. It provides a more independent vibe with singles, doubles, triples, and even some quads. These houses feel more like a living in a small community. Plus, there's a sustainable living theme community there, which is great if that aligns with your interests. Downside, again, no air conditioning, and dining options are limited to Twig's Cafe. Though it's pretty cozy, the Oxford community is a unique experience, especially if you're like a bit more space and independence. It's also one of those, it's kind of just secluded and far away from campus, so you will have to take a bus to Central Campus. Although Oxford buses, I do know, are very good at like when it comes to scheduling and consistent running. Most people get a bike, honestly, if you live in Oxford, but that does get hard during the winter. Oxford is great because it's actually more of an apartment kind of complex. Uh, it's essentially you're going to be using Mojo. I think you'd be using Mojo, East Quad, or you could even get away with South Quad. Honestly, if you live in Oxford, you pick the dining hall you want to go eat at, whichever is most convenient based on your schedule and closest to you. But unfortunately, you do not have a dining hall. Just what it is. Actually, so now number 8, believe it or not, is South Quad. People tell you South Quad's great. Don't believe it. I mean, there's sayings like West Quad is best quad. Um, East Quad, Beast Quad. And then I think the saying for South Quad. I'm actually in South Quad. This place is not good. But um, what is the saying for South Quad? I can't remember the saying for West or for South Quad. But there's a big war between South Quad, West Quad. We have the dining hall, they have the mail room. None of it makes any sense. Like, why can't we also have a mail room? But no, we gotta walk across to go get packages. It's one of the biggest downfalls, to be honest. And the rooms here are not great. Yes, there's an awesome and amazing dining hall, assuming that you can get a seat. Yes, you heard me right. Get a seat. Because since it's hyped up as the best dining hall on campus, you have people who essentially are residents of the Hill. So that includes, Stockwell, Cousins, Alice Lloyd, Mosher Jordan. Also includes Mary Markley. Like, those people who essentially would go to the Mojo for dining, they come here as well to South Quad. We also have people who come in from West Quad. We have people who come from all-female dormitories. We have people who come in from law or from the Law Quad. We have people who come from the frat houses that surround us. So they're almost always we're almost always at full capacity. Like, it gets really hard when you're walking around looking for a seat. Most students at this point just get takeout and bring it back to their dorms. I mean, it sucks being a resident of South Quad and not being able to eat in your own dining hall. I can't tell you how many times I've walked all the way to the Hill to go to Mojo to find that Mojo is fairly empty because they're all here, and then going to eat there. But that's just my hot take, just being a resident of South Quad. But we do have a pretty cool mascot. We have a squirrel as our mascot, and we do t-shirt. We're getting a new t-shirt. But South Quad ranks higher up for its location and modern feel, as it's one of the newer dorms on Central Campus. It's the dining hall. When people say or hype up South Quad, it is literally just because of the new renovation on the dining hall and the lobby and our multicultural center that we have located in the building. The rooms are not that great. For example, some of the rooms might have this like textured, checkered wall. These are wardrobes that we have in our room, but they don't move. They're bolted, and there's pipes running through. Also, if you're a fan of fire alarms going off for no reason constantly, South Quad might be your place. And in some rooms as well, the walls bubble and are sticky. And we also don't have air conditioning, so it's not what people make it up to be. Honestly, the Hill is goated. Like, I would not mind the walk from the Hill to my classes. So those STEM majors who live on the Hill that are specifically going, like, maybe on the pre-med track or School of Information, nice area to be in. South Quad, West Quad, mostly your regular humanities. Although the saying is that West Quad and South Quad are typically where the scholars and the athletes are hosted. But yeah. So here we host the honors program. You get a mix of singles, doubles, triples, and quads. Plus, South Quad dining hall is right here, which is a huge bonus. South Quad's only downside, it can get a little noisy due to its size, over 1,100 residents. But if you want easy access to dining and campus hotspots, South Quad is a great choice. And of course, the other downsides of like what the rooms actually are. The bathrooms are very nice. The staff that work here to keep this building clean and up to date and who are cooking our meals are amazing people. Truly get to know them, thank them, because I don't know how they do it. Honestly, I feel like students are the ones that should be pitching in from some of the stuff that you'll see. And number 7, we got Cousins Hall. So I actually kind of like Cousins. Cousins gives more of a hotel vibe. So Cousins Hall is perfect for students who want to be close to the Hill dining center and enjoy a smaller, close-knit community feel with 510 residents. So it's smaller than some other halls. It has a unique health sciences scholars program, which I definitely recommend checking out if you're on pre-med, and it attracts a great mix of people interested in health-related fields. Plus, it's fully air-conditioned, and you're just minutes away from central campus buildings. So Cousins definitely has a cozy vibe, and the AC doesn't hurt. Honestly, like, I got to South Quad, and I wanted to be put back into East Quad. Again, I was misled into believing that South Quad was this beautiful, grand building, and I couldn't wait to be here. I moved in, and I was literally on my hands and knees begging South Quad Housing to just end my contract, send me back to East Quad. I did not want to be here. Took a lot of adjusting. So you're gonna get you might get placed in a dorm that's like really bad, and you just came from a really nice dorm. It sucks, but in the end, it's literally just a room. I mean, that's what I'm learning, is just a room, just a place to sleep. Go hang out with your friends outside of this place. Just a room. And then I learned very quickly too that air conditioning does matter. In South Quad, for example, my room got up to 90, 95 degrees, and we don't have air conditioning. The only time you can get air conditioning is if you have a medical notice from a doctor. So please get one if you are placed in South Quad. Typically, you have to have asthma or any other condition that may be affected by heat. I had a heat stroke in this room at 95 degrees. With the window open, and a fan, it just doesn't do anything. The elevators here, really quick, just a heads up, kind of jank. So, next up is Stockwell. So, next we have Stockwell Hall, which is primarily for second-year students and also offers a fully air-conditioned environment. So, Stockwell is a bit smaller with only 383 residents, giving it a quieter and more relaxed atmosphere. Hill Dining is nearby, and it's a great location if you're looking to escape some of the larger dorm hustle. It's the perfect spot for those wanting a bit more privacy or like calm kind of vibe. Stockwell, gorgeous. Like, honestly, I would give anything to be put in Stockwell. Stockwell hosts mostly singles. So if you are applying for a single, you'll most likely be placed in Stockwell. They are actually right next to Palmer Field, which is an athletic facility located on the hill. Right now, it's a temporary setup as they are constructing the brand new facility, which should be completed next year, 2025. I believe in the fall it should definitely be open. It's supposed to have pools, hot tubs, saunas. It's several floors. It's a massive facility. I am so excited and cannot wait. But also, when you're located on the hill, you're very close to the hospital, and you're also very close to the Arboretum, and you have the option of crossing 2 bridges to get to Central Campus buildings, so really easy access to Ingalls Mall, or I think it's the Central Campus Classroom building, so the CCCB, which is also next to the CCCT, or CCTC. You'll get used to the acronyms. I should do a video on acronyms, but UMich loves its acronyms. But no, Stockwell, very pretty. I love it. One of my personal favorites. Next up, though, number 5, we're going to be on Mosher Jordan. Mosher Jordan, or Mojo as it's called, is located on the hill, within the Hill neighborhood, and houses 2 learning communities: Michigan Research and Discovery Scholars and Women in Science and Engineering. It's fully air conditioned. I can't stress that enough. I know it's only a couple months, or a few months, but yeah. It has access to hill dining, which is big win for food lovers. Mojo has a more modern feel, and with only 428 residents, it's less crowded than some other halls. It's a top pick for anyone interested in STEM or a more intimate living experience. Again, if food is important to you, please live anywhere near South Quad Dining or Mojo. Do not eat at Mary Markley. And do not eat at Bursley. Do not. I mean, Bursley I think has good cookies, but that's about it. That's all they got going for them. Mary Markley has some interesting things that end up within the food. So comment or ask some questions, and I'll hit you up and let you know about the things that can be found in the food at Mary Markley. Luckily, Mary Markley, I believe, is going to be bulldozed, and I heard a potential for South Quad. It's not confirmed, though. And next up is East Quad at number 4. So, East Quad, with 852 residents, it's home to the residential college and the innovation theme community. So, real quick, residential college, godsend. As a freshman, you're only, this is the only year that you're guaranteed housing at the university. The university does not guarantee you any other year for housing. So some of you might be wondering, well, how can they not guarantee me housing? They just don't have enough housing, and this is really important when considering a university. So I kind of knew it coming in. Rent here is super expensive too, so you need to be prepared for that. Rent, so if you're looking at a house for rent, anywhere from you could go from, maybe if you're lucky you can find 500, but typically we're looking at about 1,000, maybe 1,100. And then apartments are awesome here, but they're also genuinely expensive. The lower end you can find anywhere from 1,100 to 1,500. But the average you're going to find is going to cost you anywhere from 1,500 to 1,800, and then beyond that, you're looking at maybe 2-bedroom, or even studios. So studios are typically anywhere from 2,500 to 3,000. It depends on where you're choosing to rent from as well, and the amenities that they offer. But just know that rent in Ann Arbor is crazy expensive. Housing in Ann Arbor is crazy expensive. So once you're out of the dorms and say you don't get housing, you're paying a ton of money for these other places. But I don't know. It's kind of up to you and where you sit financially. The university will help as much as they can financially to keep you in a home and not on the streets. Although there have been some cases where honestly students were couch surfing or were homeless. And at that point it's not worth it to attend. You just take probably a gap year, to be honest. But the residential college is nice because if you join the residential college, they guarantee you housing while you're there at East Quad. So you're guaranteed housing within your time at the residential college. It's amazing. Check it out. Also, residential college kind of has its perks. For example, there is ASL is technically a language offered at the University of Michigan. In order to get into it, you have to be a residential college student, and there's a huge wait list because it's a small program. Residential college has its own thing going on. I could do a whole video on it, but please look into East Quad. East Quad is amazing. Its own dining hall, its own mail room. It has music rooms, which, by the way, almost every dorm has a music room. at least one music room and at least one piano in it. But it has lounges. The rooms are very nice. It's air conditioned. It's right across from Ross, so if you're a business major, it's amazing. You're located next to, I think it's South University. Anyways, there's this road that's full of restaurants. You got like Joe's Pizza. There's a Subway. There's is it? There's a couple bars, few clubs. It's just a really nice area. I believe it's University Towers that are also located within that strip. So that's more apartment buildings. But no, honestly, East Quad is Beast Quad. I will give it I will give it its respect and its love that it deserves. Plus it has an art gallery. Like South Quad does not have an art gallery. And they have a multicultural lounge. So again, East Quad just kind of like goated in every way that it could be. It's amazing. But it hosts its residential college and the innovation theme community. So if you're interested, look into those. It's creative and academic environment. East Quad has its own dining hall, which is super convenient. The rooms are mostly singles and doubles, and the building is air conditioned throughout. If you want a residence hall that feels both artsy and vibrant, East Quad's the spot. And like when I say artsy, East Quad, quite literally, like it has its own theater. It's called the Keene Theater. They promote creativity within that building. So students of the residential college are typically also like interested in art. Look into it. Amazing place. And there's almost always someone playing the grand piano located in the lobby. Oh, and they have plenty of study spaces. And they actually have classrooms as well located in the building, which is super, super convenient. Also, like when there's no classes being taught, your cards can swipe you in. You just chill. Use it as a study lounge. Yeah, just overall, East Quad. East Quad, Beast Quad. I love it. Next up, we have North Quad. Now North Quad is like my favorite. Like my favorite dorm. I might be a little biased. I'm working on my way into the School of Information, which North Quad is also the School of Information. There's classrooms within the building. It's where the Sweetland Writing Center is also located. They also have language tutoring facilities there. It's mostly due to it being right next to the MLB, which is the Modern Languages building. But let's see here. North Quad ranks at number 3. Oh, it's my roomie. It's Xavier. Hold on. Shit. Alright, sorry. Roommate came in. So anyways, North Quad is next. So it's known for its international vibe with the Globe Scholars Program and Max Cade German residence. North Quad offers air-conditioned rooms. That's another thing. And the rooms are pretty big. And on-site dining hall and unique room layouts, including suites. While it's a bit pricier, the amenities make up for it. Think private bathrooms, modern spaces, and a focus on global themes. If you love diversity and modern facilities, North Quad is going to be for you. North Quad, though, is typically reserved for upperclassmen returning for on-campus housing. The courtyard is beautiful. I actually study there. If you have a chance, check out North Quad, either to study or to live. Personally, North Quad is my favorite, but based on some of the rankings and stuff that others have to offer, North Quad just might not be the best fit for a freshman, especially since it is mostly meant for upperclassmen, although there is a chance that you may be placed within North Quad. And next up at number 2 is actually going to be Alice Lloyd. Now, Alice Lloyd is oftentimes referred to as Palace Lloyd. So Alice Lloyd comes in at second place. It's centrally located with access to Hill Dining, and it's home to the Lloyd Scholars for writing and the arts community, which makes it super artsy and creative. Alice Lloyd is also fully air-conditioned and has a nice mix of singles, doubles. It has a great atmosphere. If you're looking for a smaller arts-focused community in a central location. It's certainly for you. Also, Alice Lloyd has very nice study lounges. It is equipped, I think, with a dance studio and also art studio within the basement. So if you're an artsy kind of person as well, take a look at it. That in East Quad. And then at number one, unfortunately, because, whatever, West Quad, best quad, I guess. West Quad. Yeah. West Quad made it as number one. And, they made it number one for many reasons. So let me just get into it. So West Quad is an ideal location. It's literally attached to the Union. And it has access to South Quad dining. Walk across the street. And the package facility is located there. So if you're ordering if you're ordering stuff, it's great. It's also fully air conditioned. It also offers a range of living learning communities like the Michigan Community Scholars Program and the Living Business theme. With singles, doubles, and triples. It's flexible, it's super modern. So if you're looking for a vibrant central spot with top-notch amenities, West Quad is the best of the best. West Quad is best quad, unfortunately. But, when it comes to study lounges, access to the Union is just a huge deal. Just being attached to the Union is a big deal. The Union has restaurants in the basement, or I guess fast food options, or food options, a market in the basement. It's also where CAPS is located for mental health. It's also where SAPAC is located for sexual health. It's also where the Spectrum Center is located also for sexual health regarding LGBTQ community. And then also, I think the Dean of Students is located within the building as well, just general. I think that's correct. Some kind of dean resides within it. Study lounge, literally ballrooms, you name it, it's there at the Union. I think the Barnes and Noble where you can pick up your books are located there. So West Quad is best quad. It's very new. It's very modern inside, given the renovations. Honestly, in comparison to East Quad, the rooms are on par with one another. But facility-wise and amenity-wise, West Quad is nice with not only one courtyard, but 2 courtyards. It's also really close to your academic buildings. And thinking about it, it's fairly close to Liberty and State, and it gives you easy access to Main Street. So all of the things. So West Quad is best quad, unfortunately, but I will have to give it to him. And by the way, all of the dorms offer laundry services, but the configuration for the laundry services, completely different across the board. So South Quad, we have laundry rooms on every floor, but for example, East Quad, all of the laundry is done in the basement, and there's a laundry facility down in the basement. Now when it comes to paying, I believe every place you have to pay, and I think it's $1.25 or $1.50 per load. So keep that in mind. It can get expensive in that regard if you're not thinking of that cost as well. But that's it for our ranking of UMich's residence halls. So remember, every dorm has its own unique perks. It's all about what fits your style and schedule, and also what housing chooses for you. There are ways on your application to really push to kind of be put on. For example, if you want to be on Central Campus, you have to be on Central Campus because that's where your classes are. Or you need to be on North because you're an engineering student. Put that in your application. Also, I'm going to let you in on a little secret, but if you put dietary restrictions, typically if you have dietary restrictions, you get placed in South Quad because South Quad has the largest dining hall and accommodates. So you'll either get put in South Quad or you could get put in West Quad. If you want to be guaranteed housing within a specific building, so if any of these were appealing to you, or maybe you hear a friend mention something, make sure you check out their learning living communities. Those are a great way of guaranteeing you housing, but also they give you fun projects, a smaller community, and you're also not only like, yes, there's going to be work involved, but that's also something you can put on a resume or mention that you've worked on or worked for or worked with, and it helps you build skills. So please do a learning living community. It is worth it. I am actually in the Bridge Scholars program, though we don't do a whole lot. We are currently working with a program where we create or design ideas that are relevant to the world to help solve world issues, where then we pitch the idea or the business for the potential of receiving $10,000 per project that succeeds within the pitch. So that means multiple groups within my program can receive $10,000 to continue through. But in order to be put in this community, you have to be put into the Summer Bridge program, which is determined by admissions based on academics, geography, and sometimes finances, not all the time. But there's multiple factors. Typically, you're a part of some kind of minority group as well. It's meant to foster a diverse body of people coming together to collaborate and learn. So, yeah, it's what fits your style and your schedule, but there's ways to get in specific housing that you want. Honestly, join the UMich Reddit, UMich subreddit. That is where I get most of my information. It has all been accurate to the T. It's students who are experienced providing information for prospective students. Best tool I've had when making a decision for colleges. I know, Reddit, right? But let me know in the comments where you're hoping to live or where you've lived before, if you are like already a student here, or maybe you're familiar with a facility because your brother or sister attend or a friend attends. But let's help each other out, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for UMich content. But until next time, go blue.